and this is not factual, suggested that it would take the kidnappers time to return Nancy. So I'm hearing around 2 hours. So if you do a map and a circumference around Nancy's home and broaden that out to
All right, everybody. Deadline is approaching. 7 p.m. Arizona time, Central Time, for the Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie ransom to be paid. Let's check in here. Let's see what's going on at the moment.
So we'll be watching that.
I have a couple of feeds down on the ground down there that we can toggle back and forth. But let's check out and see what they're saying on mainstream media right now. Fox Now
Live. We will continue to closely follow this search for Nancy Guthrie now in day 9. We'll bring you any updates as we get them. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll be right back after this.
Right, let's switch out of this. I'm going to bounce over to, let's go to feed right on the ground. Here we go. Sound up. The Daily Mail is down there. Dolly Vision's down there. JLR is down there. Right now, I believe this is the Dolly Vision feed. So the latest right now, Savannah Guthrie's missing mom, live updates. This is from the New York Post.
Yeah, I have an umbrella and stuff tomorrow.
Hang on 1 second. Let me just turn the sound down for a minute. The 7 things Savannah Guthrie did in her last video appeal to show strength and defiance. So it says the search for Savannah Guthrie's mom, 84 years old, Nancy Guthrie, is extended to the 9th day. Late Saturday, today anchor Savannah Guthrie, flanked by sibling Cameron and Annie, released a video begging for their mother's safe return, and telling Nancy's abductor, "We beg for you now to return our mother to us so we can celebrate with her." Guthrie said that her family is willing to pay this ransom in return. Billboards to assist the search for grandmother who vanished on January 31st have appeared in high traffic areas in the state of Arizona. So as of right now, this is from 3 hours ago. Let me see if I have a more updated report. There should be something here. Let's see. Arizona Central is reporting welcoming. I mean, the whole thing to me is just weird. I've been watching this over the last, week or so. I know I have been reporting extensively on the Epstein files, and this has been kind of in the back of my mind too. And it was funny. I was over at my mom's house today, checking in with her and just talking to her. And I said, "Mom, what do you think?" And she said, "I don't know." She said, "I've been sitting watching this thing unfold for the last week. A lot of things just seem out of place. A lot of things seem weird." What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think something does something seem astray here? Does something seem weird about this? I have a weird vibe about this. I have an extremely weird vibe about this. Let me see if I can get an updated report here. So New York Post. So as of right now, let's see. And I'm sorry, I can't see my screen right now to see what you guys are saying in the chat. Something seems off. Yeah, the whole thing just seems, it's weird. It's very, very weird. Definitely sus. Ladies Elder says definitely sus. It's off. Something's off. Paulette's saying, someone is saying that it's an inside job. Let's go to the live feed. I'm going to turn up the sound here. And I'm looking to see if there's any live updates. Wait, CNN has a live update. Let's see. Savannah Guthrie says, we believe our mom is still out there in new video. Family Please Today host Savannah Guthrie posted a video Monday saying that family believes Nancy Guthrie is still out there, and we are in hours of desperation. She continues and needs your help. Let's see what's going on in getting some cool air. Let me go over to. I'm going to switch feeds. Just bear with me here. Let's go to this. I think this is the Daily Mail feed. Let's see. Why check the septic tank? Yeah, they were out there checking the septic tank the other day, probing it with a large stick. Let's see. Pretty Eyes says, I feel something happened in the house day one, and the ransom is a hoax to deflect from an incident inside the house. That 41 minutes bothers me. Yeah, the thing that just seems weird is like, where have we ever heard in like a major kidnapping that someone has said that they demand crypto? And that was kind of like really weird to me. That kind of set me off. And I said, nah, it doesn't seem right. It's usually like money, we want money. And it just seems like the whole crypto thing is like to throw off that this could be, and again, I'm just alleging, a family member, a neighbor, someone that came in contact with this house before. Let's make it look like this is like someone from, an out of place international or something like that. Like it's a crime ring. We want untraceable money. And again, we've seen so far and heard right now that the ransom has not been paid, and we are about 7 minutes away from the said deadline by these alleged kidnappers. Let's see. Proposed deadline nears. Guthrie's possible abductors are demanding a $6 million by 5 p.m., and that's 5 p.m. Central today, and that would be 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time if you're watching me in the East. CNN affiliate KGUN previously reported citing a proportionate ransom note was sent on to the station. The note included a threat to Guthrie's life if the deadline isn't met, according to KGUN. Why would investigators search a septic tank near Nancy Guthrie's home? Well, it says the recent examination of the septic tank near Guthrie's Arizona home indicates investigators are leaving no stone unturned in the search for the 84-year-old, according to CNN's chief law enforcement and intelligence analyst, John Miller. And listen, I've heard experts say, some say this may not be. Mary says, did anyone hear that the family members lawyered up? If she's still alive, which I pray she is, then whoever it is must have stocked up on her medication. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. I don't see any reports about that. That could be a rumor. I don't see any confirmed source. And right now, the last updates were 2 hours ago. I got one from New York Post 36 minutes ago, and we're approaching fast. I'm going to go back out to the live feed at the Guthrie house.
A lot of the news people are starting to wrap up, which is good. Hopefully we can get some of these people out of here. But we still got a lot, as you can see.
It just says inside job.
Still a lot of people out and about. Filming. Just the locals. Filming her, film me.
Right?
But you can
5
see,
minutes.
like, if a car pulled up there, you could see it. You just wouldn't be able to see it good. But she has some pretty good sized cacti in the yard. That thing is huge. Like, that could impale you. If you fell on that, that thing would literally impale you.
Go ahead and keep it moving, sir. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, sir. Dolly. What's up, my brother?
Chilling.
Chilling.
Out here sweating.
Right.
Getting used to the desert life.
Where'd you come from?
Virginia.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. This morning.
Holy shit.
I left.
Fly.
I flew.
Oh, shit.
I didn't drive. I couldn't drive across the country in one day.
Oh, one day, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This would have been about a 3-day drive, 2.5 days if I'd have drove it.
I've been tapping in a minute.
I'm going to turn the sound down for a second, see if we have any updates. There's been no major network updates right now. I'm seeing last update an hour, 2 hours ago, 4 hours ago. CNN reports, this is the closest one here, 11 minutes ago, but I don't see anything here. It says, let's see, 4 hours ago was their last article. Let's see if they're live. Let me see. Bear with me, folks. Let's see if we can get another update. Until then, I will pop the sound up here. A lot of the major networks, I think they're leaving.
That one, she's
Very weird.
She's asking us for help.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they're going to give that money up, and at this point, they're just hoping they can find who did it. I think it's a hoax anyway. I think whoever did it knows her.
You're right. Very, very possible.
And
I think so too.
Son-in-law, you're kind of up in the air still.
Yeah.
Because this is what I think. Because trust me, I thought for a while I thought it was him, but if you think about it, he even did a consent search at their house last night. But when I was trying to get,
all right, let's listen to this.
He was going to be vetted for sure.
Yeah.
So after all this time, he would have buckled, and they would have already brought us the body if he didn't. I'm just saying if he did it, because he's being looked into something. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that maybe I'm wrong. Just throwing it out.
Now I heard he changed his appearance a little bit, and
oh shit.
So, but that don't mean
people probably saw him and were like,
yeah, because when people are blaming you for stuff like this, you don't know how people are going to act.
And you don't expect that kind of you don't expect that kind of shit to happen. You're right.
And then somebody could get violent with you or try to hurt you. Because I think that's why the sheriff put out that message. Putting out misinformation could cause somebody some serious problems. You don't want, if the dude's innocent, you don't want to get him hurt.
Right.
But it's a big if, so, but what's so suspicious is why are they searching her house? I mean, if you would, Annie's house.
Remember, he was the last, they were the last, I don't know if it was him or
it was him that dropped her off.
So since he was the last one to see her, you have to understand that. So in other words, he's taking a big chance for doing it. I'm not saying that he couldn't have, but being a school teacher for like 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That don't mean shit either,
1 minute until the deadline here. I want to get an update really quick from Brian Enton. Brian Enton, 7 minutes ago, says new statement from Pima Sheriff says that they are following up on new leads and can expect to see an active law enforcement presence at Guthrie's residence. So far, I have not noticed anything at Nancy or Annie's house today, and that was at 6:50. So that was 10 minutes ago. Brian Enton reporting. We'll go back up to the live feed here.
He would have forked up the body by now. In other words, if they proved him to him in his own face, we know we got you, he would have fucking ran.
I'm denying till I'm dying. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't see you do it. You didn't do it.
I ain't do it.
I didn't did it.
You catch me with blood on my hands. I don't know how that got there. I ain't confessing ever. That just ain't happening. That's
That's what's up.
That's just. I ain't going out like you have to prove I did
it. Yeah. Show me something.
Yeah, and that's how he.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Pretty eyes. I didn't see any reports. Let's see. Patricia says, I don't think the family. I don't think it's the family, but someone knows them. Yeah, it could be a strong connection. I don't know. It's just very confusing. It's baffling. We've never seen anything that's like major crypto that's been so super public like this. And that's what I think is just so odd and weird about it. Let's go up in here.
We got 8 minutes to the deadline.
I'm walking up down talking with
no, they're behind time. It's 7 p.m. It is deadline right now. So their stream is a little bit behind.
Houses that are fully under construction.
Let's see. I'm behind actually. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go. Brian Enton's amazing. I wish I had a smidget of that talent. Let's see. Definitely.
So that's where we're at today. Very late in the department. There continues to be an outpouring of support. The show we did show you that growing memorial out here with flowers and words of encouragement. Let's take a listen to someone who drove all the way from the Phoenix area to pay her respects.
Let's listen in. See if there's any
I
reports. Hang on. No new reports from the mainstream media.
And you know that's what Savannah Guthrie really echoed in her latest statement that she posted on Instagram.
Oh, thank you, Ruby. A new note? There's been a new note? Jamie says a new note. Let's see if Brian Enton's reported anything. Let me refresh. Oh, there's Brian.
We haven't seen it yet here in Nancy's. There's nothing happening right now Annie's, but perhaps that's going to change soon. You mentioned the weekend. It was very, very busy here over the weekend. Of course, Friday night we had the FBI search, the massive search here at Nancy's home. But then on Saturday night, sheriff's deputies showed up to Annie's home. Annie is, of course, Nancy's other daughter, Savannah's sister. And I ran out there, and there were 3 deputies. They were collecting evidence. They had blue gloves on, and they went inside the house for 3 hours. And you see it right here. You just saw a flash. They were taking photos inside Annie's home, and they started in the garage, and they worked their way across the house into different rooms too. The blinds were closed, and you could see the flash coming through the windows. What they were looking for, details of that investigation, we don't know. We were over at the courthouse today trying to see if there were any search warrants available, and there were none. And we were told there weren't even any sealed warrants to see, which is interesting. NBC News is reporting that the Guthries gave consent for the sheriff's deputies to go in there and investigate on Saturday night. Elizabeth? Thank you, guys.
No problem, Jamie. Hey, listen, these are real time and sometimes things can happen. That's why I was trying to search. I know Brian Enton would have been right on it. So, but no problem. Thank you for that. Again, sometimes with these things.
Okay, let's go cool the phone down before it overheats. All right.
Oh, they're cooling their equipment down. All right, let's go to the Daily Mail feed. Let's go to the Daily Mail feed. Let's see. And I'm going to search around and see if I see any live updates. Bear with me here. Again, deadline has come and passed. Oh, thank you so much for all the positivity. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Noah Shore. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Let's see. Trying to get some updated feeds here. So again, 14 minutes ago, Brian Enton said, new statement from Pima Sheriff says that we're all following up on new leads and expect to see an active law enforcement presence at Guthrie's residence. So far, I've noticed anything at Nancy or Annie's house. So we wait. And this feed that we're watching right now is the live feed from the Daily Mail. And I will keep searching. Let's see. Anything. 16 minutes ago. Let's see what CNN has. CNN doesn't have anything. 3 minutes ago. Okay, here we go. 3 minutes ago, CNN is reporting it's 5 p.m. in Tucson. Here's where things stand. Okay, I got some updated information. Thank you. I appreciate it, Patricia. Thank you. I got some updated information. And if you're just coming in, please smash the like button. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And if you're watching on replay, make a comment. I would appreciate that well. So here's update from it's 5 p.m. in Tucson. Here's where things stand. The search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie goes on 9 days after her disappearance from her home in Tucson, Arizona, where law enforcement is continuing to investigate. No suspects have been named. Today, host Savannah Guthrie released a new video saying, "We believe our mom is still out there." She thanked the public for prayers and asked for the help, saying that we are in hours of desperation. Guthrie, as potential abductor or abductors, demand $6 million by 5 p.m. Monday, which that timeline has passed. In proportionate ransom note said to CNN affiliate KGUN and other media outlets, the note included a threat to Guthrie's life, KGUN reported. Law enforcement officials visited the homes of Nancy and her daughter Annie over the weekend. The Pima County Sheriff's Department said that it's continuing to investigate multiple locations. That's all we have. That's all we have. And we have the Daily Mail feed up right now. Let's see if there's anything else going on. Let's see. Nothing from Brian. Let's see if Brian has anything. Nope. Brian's last tweet was 17 minutes ago. So now we wait. Hello, Lorna. How are you? Oh, it is super crazy, right, Ava? Thanks for watching in and checking in on Facebook. I appreciate that. No new updates as of right now. Deadline has come and gone 8 minutes ago. All right, ABC News. Let's see, 18 minutes ago. Still basically the same. Let's see, from ABC, or I'm sorry, NBC News. Let's go back to this tab here. From NBC News, an active law enforcement presence is expected to continue at the Guthrie family homes tonight and tomorrow, a spokeswoman for the Pima County Sheriff's Department said. Spokeswoman described the activity as part of its ongoing investigation process includes an expansion of their search and follow-up leads. The spokesperson declined to provide additional details about the investigation to preserve the integrity of the probe. And that's where we're at.
Oh Lord,
Let's see.
we dead. All right, hold on. I got another battery.
I hope they did. I'm sure they did. I heard something today like, why didn't they just take Nancy's, and maybe the FBI did, maybe authorities did, why not take the Apple Watch, power that up, and walk the property or walk some of these locations and see if they get some type of connection? And they may have done that. I haven't heard any reports, but that would be a smart idea to do something like that. Let's see if Brian Enton has updated anything. We'll stay with this for a little while. Let's go. What do you all think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think it's an inside job? Do you think it's a family member? Do you think it's a friend? How are you guys all feeling? What do you feel is going on in this case? Let me know in the chat. What do you all think?
Right now
Oh, here.
in Maryland,
Fox?
there was a shooting inside of a high school there, and we are waiting for police to give us an update at this podium. We've been waiting for that for the last hour or
Jennifer
so. We know
says
that one student is in
she thinks that the ransom note is coming from inside the house. Everybody's saying inside job. Inside job. It definitely seems out of place for me. I can say that for sure. Inside job. Ava says inside job on Facebook. Thanks for joining on Facebook. You know, the terrible thing about this, okay, let's just say that the kidnapping actually did happen. And we do know about Nancy's age. And I think it would just be a horrible thing. We know about her, you know, her heart condition. It just would be a horrible thing. You know, if something really awful happened to her in the act of this said kidnapping, alleged kidnapping. Let me see if Brian Enton has any updates. Nothing so far. 21 minutes ago was his last tweet. I'm going to stop sharing this. Let's see if we can go to a more live feed. Let's go back to the Daily Mail. Daily Mail feed. Oh, I'm sure they have, Andy. I'm sure they have. So Emily says, what gave it away was sending the note to TMZ. Who does that, honestly? Yeah, that was a little weird, right? And then they kind of like followed up by sending the same note to an affiliate station. So that seemed off too. They checked the septic, the roof, sent dogs in, but kept going back. So I'm curious. And they did say, Aaron, if you're just jumping in, that this will be an active crime scene tonight as well. That's something that we are hearing. Active crime scene tonight as well. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Oh, Jerkface Joan, if you follow me on X, I actually, I did. I commented quite a lot today on X, and you can find me over there on X, and I'll drop my page for you. So I actually did talk about that today on X. And here is my X account. You can find me over there at Let's Talk Live YTC. Thanks for popping by. And let's see if Brian Enton has any updates. No updates, 24 minutes ago. Let's see. Mary says, I think it's someone that knows the family, but I pray, but pray the family wouldn't do this to their mother. I hope not. That would be awful. Let's see what Mary says. Mary's usually pretty good with this. I saw Mary earlier in the chat. Hey, Mary, how are you? Good to see you here. Channel moderator, member. Yeah, why not send in the family? Why not send it to the family or law enforcement? Exactly. Very strange. It's like they wanted to make this like hugely public right away, right? Yeah, I mean, this is a good thing too. You know, how you say about the life insurance. Sometimes that can happen. I wonder if this is life insurance was part of this. Of course, we've heard about things like that before. Just trying to watch some of the other feeds to see what's going on. I don't see anything. Let's see. And now it's just, I guess it's the waiting game until we get some kind of update, right? Let's see. Watching the feeds and checking the airways. Let's see if there's been any updates. Hour ago. 2 hours ago. Nothing. Nothing. Let's see. Brian Enton. Let me check my feed. Okay, from Pima County Sheriff's Department, there are no press briefings scheduled this is 26 minutes ago. There are no press briefings scheduled at this time regarding Nancy Guthrie. Should a significant development occur, a press conference will be called and media will be notified via email per our Pima Sheriff X account. Okay. Well, let's give that a follow. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hello, Nan. How are you? Good to see you. Nan, time deadline has come and passed. Now it is the extreme waiting game. I want to thank about 500 people watching us across all platforms. Please make sure to smash that like button when you come in. Come over on YouTube. We're over here at the home base on YouTube. You can find me, LTL Media. If you haven't subscribed over here, I have a big chat over here. You can come hang out with us. Let us know your feelings in the chat. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. And we're waiting. Gina says you never really know family till there's money involved. And this is very true. We've seen cases like this before. Live feed seems fine for me. Brittany? Yeah, Arizona is 3 hours behind, so it's 17 minutes past the deadline. About 19 minutes past. Cece says it could be on Facebook. Says it could be a number of things. A person whose mother wasn't close to them as Savannah is to her mom. Let's see. Anne says maybe a family member has some not so nice friends or coworkers trying to frame immediate family. Could be possible. Allison says the love of money is the root of all evil. Let's see if we have anything going on here. Nothing. Quiet. All quiet across all the major news networks. Let's see here. Let me see if I have anything in print. Any updates? No. Hour ago. Let's check Brian Enton. Brian Enton has a tweet a minute ago. Here we go. We have an update here, live update. Brian Enton from FBI. The FBI is not aware of any continued communication between the Guthrie family and suspected kidnappers, nor have we identified a suspect or person of interest in this case at this time. Wow. But listen, look, is the FBI really going to give up their secrets? Are they really going to give up their secrets? This could be a power play on the FBI, knowing that they know who they are and could be ready to arrest someone. I just don't think the FBI is going to be very public with information. Or this could be something that the FBI is throwing out there to throw off the said kidnappers or suspect, right? Like, we don't really know, but deep down inside, they really do know, because we've seen like this before. It's like, a game of cat and mouse, right? You know, what do you think? Do you think the FBI is playing cat and mouse right now? Do you think they actually could know who this person is and they throw a tweet out like this? And I'll read it. Brian Enton states from the FBI, the FBI is not aware of any continued communication between the Guthrie family and the suspected kidnappers, nor have we identified a suspect or person of interest in the case at this time. What do you think? Yeah, Mary says they have a license to lie. Exactly. They could be sitting, getting ready to grab a suspect right now. Ladies Elder says, I'm sure they know. They have a license to lie. And these people relax and then they make mistakes. Yes. Yep. You know, maybe this person starts feeling a little confident and says, yeah, you know what? That Starbucks or that, well, it's down there, so it's probably Starbucks. That Starbucks coffee I want, maybe I'll go grab it now. And then that's the mistake. And they were watching. And then they grab them. Could be. It could be. Let's see. Aaron says, it's got me thinking from all angles, but I think the FBI is bluffing. Yes. I think so too. Because why would they put that statement out? We don't have anybody. You know, we don't have anybody at the moment. Sorry. Right? Ava says it could be someone from law enforcement who's behind all of this. I don't know. And Lady Zelda says they did the same thing with BK and Idaho 4. Exactly. Let's see. Jillian says abductors know the FBI is lying. They're either professionals or within the circle. Yeah, it could be possible. Let's see if Brian Enton has anything. Anything else? Nope. His tweet 5 minutes ago. Let's see. Let's go over to here. Let's go to Dolly Vision. Patricia says, if this was my mother, I wouldn't want them to say anything. Let's go here. Karen says, the statement the family made over this weekend makes me think that she knows that she's gone. We understand, Savannah said. We just want to celebrate her. Yeah. That was that kind of had that feeling behind it too when I heard that. Let's see. Sophie says, and I love when Sophie comes in. Nice to see you, Sophie. Channel member, channel moderator. Says, I think it's odd how much information has been aired out onto the news about it. Wouldn't that possibly make the abductor angry? Quite possibly. But you want to keep pressure on people like this. If someone kidnaps someone, you want to make it seem like, you know, when you first come into the investigation, or just keep spilling this news out to keep the said abductor or kidnapper on their toes. And now you're kind of seeing this, and I'm not saying a relaxed approach, but you're seeing this thing now, the FBI, and I don't know, Sophie, if you caught the statement. FBI a couple of minutes ago put the statement out that the FBI is not aware of any continued communication between the Guthrie family and the suspected kidnappers, nor have they identified a suspect or person of interest in this case at the time. Now, are we throwing that out there to play bluff? Are we playing cat and mouse? You know? What the fuck's going on? Says, I'm sure hope the FBI is lying. If not, it feels like complete incompetence. Yeah, I just don't think they're gonna put their whole power play out there, you know? Yeah, Aaron's got a good point too. Says, I wonder if they actually wanted the attention. They sent the letter to TMZ. Yeah, it's possible too. All right, we're losing the feed here. I'm gonna go to a different feed. Let's go back to. Let me just get a live feed. Let's go back to the Daily Mail. See if I can get some sound. And now we wait. Irish Girl says, I don't think the FBI and other agencies are keeping the cards. I don't think the FBI and other agencies are keeping the cards close to their vest. Really? Tell me they just killed the stream down. Really? I guess that's off air. All right, we'll go back to the ground. Let's go back to the ground. Back to the ground. I think this is Dolly Vision Stream. Get some sound on there.
You know, we're gonna bring you all the good stuff. So my drone is charged.
Hang on real quick. MS 808, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your time and efforts, Brian. Well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. If you're new, I haven't seen your chat name before, so you might be new here. But if you're new, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. I know I've been covering a lot of the Epstein files, since it dropped the other day. And Ghislaine Maxwell, if you haven't heard today, up on Capitol, via what did they used to say back in the day? Satellite TV. Remember we watch. I don't know how old you guys are, but back in the day when they had like the live feed come in, it used to say via satellite TV. But Ghislaine Maxwell took the fifth, invoked her Fifth Amendment right in front of Congress today, having to answer questions about Jeffrey Epstein, the Epstein files, and her involvement because, she wants a presidential pardon. So she's disagreeing. She does not want to testify. So she invoked her fifth today. And I think that she's an absolute fucking coward. And I'm really upset at the fact that there are names on these documents that have been redacted. And in my opinion, you are helping criminal people by hiding their names. Release all of it and unredact all of it. We want to know. And I know that, there was, some discussion. I know this has been getting very political, and I don't care what your politics are. If you are a Democrat or a Republican that has been implicated, and I'm going to get off this feed here for a second. If you've been implicated in these documents and there's strong evidence that you have criminal ties and you trafficked underage girls, I don't care. You need to be brought to justice. You need to have a major investigation against you, and you need to have major charges filed. And then if you are convicted, you just go away and vanish forever out of society. So I don't care if you're the president. I don't care if you're a high-powered CEO. I don't care if you're the guy that did pool maintenance. If you have ties to these criminal activities that were trafficking women and children, then you need to be eliminated. Goodbye. See you later. Don't want to see you out of my society anymore. And I'll say this as we sit and wait for updates here. I will say this, that the only people that I've been seeing anybody getting called out is over in the UK. Their authorities are going on. They're knocking on doors. They're investigating. I saw people getting kicked out of pubs today with affiliates of people that were inside that have been affiliated to Epstein and these Epstein files. There's CEOs that that are resigning. There are people dropping off. I don't care. I don't care if you are a CEO and you resign. That doesn't mean that you are free and clear of the implications or the criminal activity that you got yourself involved with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and maybe other trafficking rings. Just because you resign doesn't mean that you're going to run away. You need to be held accountable. And what the fuck is the White House waiting for? What is Congress waiting for? What is the government waiting for? We are on what? Day 11? Day 11 as of right now, and still no arrests or charges or convictions or whatever needs to be done has happened here in the United States. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Unseal all of the documents. I want to know all the names. All right, let's go up and see if we can hear a feed. I'm going to refresh Brian Enton. Again, thanks for coming in tonight. We're keeping our eyes on the deadline has now passed. The ransom deadline has now passed. Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping updates here. Okay, hang on one second. I have a latest here. I believe this is going to be from Brian Enton. All right, let's go over to Brian Enton. He's got a video that he just dropped on the latest in this investigation. I very well trust his reporting, and I'm going to bring this up. Let's listen to Brian's video. Here we go. Brian Enton. Let's
Thanks
see.
so much for checking out my show. Really, really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. I've been seeing all your messages. Thank you so much. Please click to subscribe. Of course, I'm still here in Arizona, in Tucson, outside Nancy Guthrie's house. The mystery just seems to deepen. I mean, there's a lot of everybody's asking me. I mean, friends who I haven't heard from in like years are texting me, what's going on with the case? I mean, my mom is texting me constantly. What do you know that we don't know? I mean, honestly, it's still very mysterious about what is actually going on behind the scenes and what police may know and what they may not know. And is there a possibility that police literally don't know anything and that they're following up on different leads, but they have nothing concrete? That is possible, especially after what Savannah Guthrie said in her latest video that she just posted to Instagram, asking the public for help. Listen to what Savannah said.
Hi there, everybody. I wanted to come on and just share a few thoughts as we enter into another week of this nightmare. I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for all of the prayers and the love that we have felt, my sister and brother and I, and that our mom has felt. Because we believe that somehow, some way, she is feeling these prayers and that God is lifting her even in this moment and in this darkest place. We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock, trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help. So I'm coming on just to ask you, not just for your prayers, but no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you.
Let me just pause this really quick. So Mary's saying, via Brian Enton about the Pima sheriff, but he also reported just after that saying that the FBI now is saying that there's no new leads and they don't have a suspect at this time. So it is very confusing. And again, I just don't think the FBI is going to show all their cards. They're not going to show all their cards in their power play. Like everybody was saying earlier, the FBI has the license to lie. And they do. And then they usually pounce when they know. Okay, let's go back to Savannah Guthrie.
That you report to law enforcement We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
So pretty clear that Savannah is saying that they still need help finding Nancy. And she said, we are in an hour of desperation and we need your help. She said it several times. We need your help. And it seemed more genuine, should I say? I mean, not that Savannah's ever not genuine, but, you know, you could tell that some of those first videos that looked almost more like hostage videos with her and her siblings, that they were very much crafted in part by the FBI. And it seemed like this video was more just off the cuff and sort of the Savannah Guthrie that we all feel like we know from the Today Show and just from her social media. It seemed more just like her and genuine. And the fact that she's saying they need help makes you wonder where things stand. Of course, there have been these letters that have come in, which I've talked about, and I'll kind of just go back for you and give you a little bit of the backstory before. I'm going to talk to retired FBI agent Steve Moore in a minute, which you're going to hear. And it was a really interesting conversation, especially what he had to say about the search that we saw happening at Annie Guthrie's house, which is Savannah's sister. So that's coming in a second. But let me just go back to the letters, tell you everything that I know. First letter we found out about Tuesday of last week. I believe that Savannah was told about it based on sources that I have on Monday night of last week. And in that letter, that is when there were the specifics about things at the house, the Apple iWatch and the floodlight. And also there was the ransom. There was pay us $4 million by Thursday at 5 p.m. Or pay us $6 million by Monday. Those were the deadlines. Then came the second letter at the end of the week, which we know went to KOLD TV, which the news director was very clear to say is not a ransom letter. There was no demand for money in that letter, from what I have been told. But there was a very specific message in that letter that related back to the previous letter, which sort of connected the two. And I am told it was a grim message, which could explain why Savannah Guthrie was just so sad and said, we've received your this in her message before this most recent one. In this, remember this message, look at this message.
Yeah. This seemed weird.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us and we will pay.
So that was clearly, or at least appears to be, Savannah reacting to the second note that came in. And now the tone seems to have changed again, which makes me wonder, is there a possibility, and I think there is a possibility, that these ransom notes are unrelated to what's really going on here, that these ransom notes are just some jerk somewhere trying to extort money out of the Guthries, and that what really happened to Nancy may have nothing to do with whoever's writing the ransom letters.
Wow.
I think that is a possibility based on everything that I'm hearing. I don't think that that's for sure. They wouldn't have made Savannah create those emotional videos if they didn't believe that there was a possibility that those letters were legit. But just based on Savannah's most recent video, asking the public for help, it makes me wonder, based on all these other things that I know, if the ransom letters have nothing to do with the actual disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. And they still may. They still may. So little backtrack just of what happened over the weekend. If you missed my previous episode, then I'm going to get into Steve where the real news stuff is. But over the weekend, Friday night, we of course saw the big FBI search here at the house where they closed the roads. Saturday night, we saw the three deputies show up to Savannah Guthrie. Savannah's sister's house, Annie Guthrie, showed up there late at night. We're there for 3 hours taking pictures inside the house. And what I'm going to ask Steve about, which is so interesting, is now NBC News is reporting that the Guthrie family consented to that search at Annie's house. We went to the courthouse looking for the warrants related to that, and we were told there are no warrants. Now, could they just be sealed? Sorry, this is my IFB, by the way, for my TV job, if you're wondering what that is, hanging by my neck, which is how you like listen to the anchors. But we were told there were no warrants, and you're going to hear Steve explain it. But it's unusual if there was if they were really suspicious of something that happened at Andy Guthrie's house, that they would just go with consent and not also get a warrant. And Steve will explain why. I'm joined now by Steve Moore, retired FBI agent. We've been talking about this case a lot for the last week, and I can't believe it's now more than a week, Steve. And we've got this deadline, the second deadline, and I've learned the first deadline of last Thursday was for $4 million. This deadline, they said $6 million. What do you think is happening right now? I mean, that's what everybody wants. It's quiet right now. What do you think is going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, it's only quiet where you're standing, because somewhere they are getting ready to prepare, getting ready to transmit ransom. And this is going to be tough because you have to come up with $6 million cash. Doesn't matter how much you're worth. I mean, most people who are wealthy have their money invested or tied up in assets, things like that. It's going to take a lot of work to free up $6 million and then get it into a means to transmit it to Bitcoin. So there is a lot of work going on, and the FBI is also preparing for the payment of, and a lot's going on.
The FBI special agent in charge made clear the other day that, at the end of the day, it's up to the family whether they pay the ransom and whether they release these messages, and they guide them, but it's their decision.
Right.
If you were working the case and working with them, I mean, what would you be telling them right now behind the scenes?
I would be like the agent in charge there, telling him it's your decision. I would be, however, them my every bit of the wisdom that I had, every bit of the experience I had, and giving them advice based on that, not binding advice, obviously. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, and those things are going to affect what the FBI is going to recommend. I don't see any indication here of any divide between the FBI and the family, which is always a risk. The FBI says if you do this, if you don't pay, or if you do pay, it's the worst possible scenario. And the family says, I'm going to do opposite because I just have a feeling, or I'm going to pay because I don't, and this is legitimate, I don't want to go to my deathbed thinking I didn't pay, and that might have been the reason that we never saw her again.
Do you think, though, they're advising them to pay? I mean, at the end of the day, are they saying, yeah, you should pay?
Only because I see that there appears to be no division. So the fact that the Guthries have said they're going to pay, and there's been no inkling of any disagreement on law enforcement's part, that would tell me that the totality of the circumstances is telling the Bureau that it would be wiser to pay at this point. I'm kind of like the play-by-play at a football game. I'm telling you what I can't tell you what play I'd call because I don't see the defense. But I can tell you that what I'm seeing is they've decided that the best play is to pay the ransom.
And if they pay, could that help the FBI in any way? Like, you always hear that it's not traceable with Bitcoin, but does it open up another avenue to at least investigate?
Yeah, no, it's not true that it's not traceable. The FBI in some of these malware scams where they hold companies hostage to get their data back, the FBI's gotten something like $23 billion back from Bitcoin, and it gives them opportunities. I mean, they go in and they find a company or a scam artist who's doing this. They will frequently go in and take everything. So the FBI is not unable for your double negative day, they are not unable to recover money here, but there are some very specific things that they need to do and to make this happen, and those things have to be.
Yeah, I heard that, Queen. I did hear that. I kind of heard that a couple of days ago. Um, yeah, in 2019, right? Let's see. Oh, what's the report? Let me see. I flagged it. I actually bookmarked it the other day. Let's see. Savannah Guthrie once interviewed Epstein's victim. Old clips resurfaced after Mother Nancy's disappearance in September 2019, 2 months after Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his prison cell. Savannah Guthrie conducted a series of interviews. Wow. I mean, the thing that I was just looking at too, and I'll go back to the video here in a minute. You look at the drive from Tucson to the Mexican border, it's probably 2.5, 3 hours. So let's just say this is this kidnapping, and they brought Savannah's mom, Nancy, just over the Mexican border. And let's just say that these notes are real and they want it in crypto, so it's not traceable. I don't know. Maybe this is connected to the Epstein files, which would be a weird parallel. I mean, it would be a haunting parallel. All right, let's
in
keep
place
here.
And again, I would say that they're delivering the ransom, even electronically, gives the Bureau more information and more of a chance to catch somebody than by millions of miles than by not paying.
Sorry.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just. Hey, Allison, can you go on mute?
Sorry, I'm in the courthouse.
It's okay. I figured. What's the other thing I was going to ask? Let me just get back to my train of thought. So, did you see you saw Savannah's last message where she said,
Yes.
"We've received your message,
You
and we
did,
understand
right,
that we
really?
will pay." What did you make of that? Because there are different theories floating around. There was a message in the
And
second
mom was an
note
hour
that
from the border.
came
Wow.
on Friday that I am told, was not necessarily positive. Do you think she means that we want our mother's, remains back at this point?
Well, there's some things that she said in that we understand, and this is the only way we can have peace, and we want her back so we can celebrate. These are not things that you say when somebody says we've got them. Here's your mother. She says, she's scared but fine. This kind of stuff. A family who had just gotten proof of life would almost certainly say, please tell her we love her, that we are going to pay, we are going to get her back. Please, if there's any way you can get her medicines to her or make sure she's okay until this goes through. I heard none of that. And so I don't know, obviously, any more than anybody else on this side of law enforcement, what was in that note. But I think it's plausible that there's something more that they know that we don't.
Well, of course.
What do you think is going on behind the scenes with, like, for example, today, nothing has really happened to the house today, but yesterday they came out and they were looking in a septic tank. Friday night, they towed Nancy's car and were searching the house. Saturday night, I was at Annie's house and deputies came and were photographing the inside of the house. What I'm struggling with is wondering, are they just covering all their bases? And is this almost like a cold case? And like, there's just someone sitting in a room thinking, what have we not checked off yet? We need to be trying everything. Or are all of these things deliberate based on information that they have? And, this is all kind of like, they're working towards one goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you hit it right on the head, Brian. I had lots of cold cases when you're in the.
If you're just coming into the live stream here, I mean, this is basically the most latest information. We're watching Brian Enton's report that dropped, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. So we're checking this out, and I'm watching all the live feeds, and there is nothing going on. I've checked print online. I don't see any new reports. So it is the ultimate waiting game. But we'll go back to Brian Enton's video here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure to subscribe, smash that thumbs up button as well. All right, here we go.
When you're in the bureau, the newest agent gets the cold case and it's a 30-year murder or something like that because everybody's tired of working it. But a kidnapping case with a victim outstanding goes cold in days, not years. And so I believe that what happened is this, that in the initial rush, when it was being run by Pima County, and by the way, I'm not criticizing anything they did, they had a very short window where they could get in that 24 to 48 hours, a quick return, and they had to jump on this. So it can take 24 hours to process a crime scene. You don't have that time. So they went in and they got the evidence they could get as quickly as they could get, the most obvious evidence they could get, and proceeded with it. So now, 8 days down the road, the FBI seems to have taken over main control of the case, which they should, not because Pima isn't competent, but because FBI has thousands of agents and an entire science. Lab they can pop on this case. And so what the FBI's done is say, okay, at the beginning, we just had to.
I was muted, wasn't I? Damn it. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Guys and ladies, sorry. Any lip readers? Yeah. No, I was just reading a post, and I'm probably not going to be able to get back to it. Oh, I got it here. So 46 minutes ago, this was reported from the FBI. For more than a week, the FBI agents, analysts, and professional staff have worked around the clock. That was the opportunity when you guys could have just kept super chatting me to get my attention. Let me read this. For more than a week, the FBI agents, analysts, and professional staff have worked around the clock to reunite Nancy Guthrie with her family. The FBI is not aware of any continued communications between the Guthrie family and suspected kidnappers, nor have we identified a suspect or person of interest in this case at the time. Additional personnel from the FBI field offices across the nation continue to deploy to Tucson. We're currently operating a 24-hour command post that includes crisis management, expert and analytics support, and investigative teams, but we'll still need the public's help. Someone that has that one piece of information could help us bring Nancy home. We need that person to share what they know. Please call us at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Call FBI. All right, let's go back to Brian Enton's video.
Just bam through this whole thing. Now it's getting a little cool. And we have to go back and retrace all the steps, find anything we might have missed. And so they sent the evidence response team, which is SpaceX of evidence gathering and crime scenes. So said start at the beginning. And they do things like I've seen them operate when I was in the FBI, and it was astounding. They bring surveying equipment in, like property surveyors, and they come up with millimeter dimensions of the pool to the house
And
to
of course, my chat, I love StreamYard. You've got to fix your chat. It freezes all the time. So I can't see anybody if you guys are typing away. Let me go up here and just look real quick. Oh, Karen, thank you so much. Karen with the $10 super chat. I appreciate this. She says, I'll super chat you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's keep going here. Let's see if my chat comes back so I can read it.
this
read it.
corner, and they accurately
Frozen chat
reproduce
again.
the house and the land electronically, and then every bit of evidence is geo-referenced in what they're doing. It's just astounding. So what I see is them coming in and absolutely creating a record from the beginning.
We have a producer. I was actually just texting with her, Allison, your friend, our friend, who's at the courthouse and is telling me that that there's no warrants available. And there's been a lot of action. I mean, they've been at the house 3 times now. They were at Annie's house, the sister. Do you think that means that that they're sealed, or would they need warrants for all of these things that we've seen happening?
No, they would not necessarily need warrants. If they're sealed, I think there might be indications of a sealed warrant. But the fact that they're getting voluntary compliance, and they're not seeking a warrant. There were times when they'd say, yeah, come search the house. We get a warrant anyway, because the person was a suspect. And we know that if we eventually arrest them, they'll say, oh, I never said that. So what this means to me is they're somewhat confident that they have legitimate access to the house that is not going to be attempted, that nobody's going to attempt to rescind in court, which means they don't view people as suspects in this case.
And I know you only have limited information, and we all only have limited information on the outside, but with your gut, do you think this kidnapping element is real? Or do you think this is sort of just a sideshow and they're working a whole different investigation here?
I think that's possible. I'm not putting it as my number one possibility, but they may know more than me. Certainly going back to the evidence, and they are certainly considering the possibility that the kidnapping was that was a plan B. Because it took a while to get that ransom note. Usually, it took past, the most valuable hours of investigation before we even got a ransom note. So it's possible that they were attempting something else and are turning it into a ransom.
My chat is bad. I'm going to pause here for a second. Mary said that her chat's been freezing off and on all night. Should be a coach. Says you're a hero. Thanks for covering the MSP Academy. Hey, listen, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And I have, just been trying to respect the family during this time. They put a statement out in August that they were grieving. And, I just, I kept quietly following the case, behind the scenes. And today there was a major break in Enrique Delgado Garcia's case. 4 people related to the academy that were in supervisorial positions are being charged with involuntary manslaughter. And this definitely is a good thing for the family. It gives them, the right path now to the way to justice for their son, for their brother, for their uncle, for their family member. I'm very happy about that. And, it's something that we'll obviously continue to follow here and report and source information. But I did make a statement about it on X. I don't know if you've gone over and checked out my account, but I did make a statement on X about it, and I'll drop the link to that tweet that I did share. The link to the tweet is there. All right, let's get back to Brian Enton's video here.
To cover up something. It's kind of possible that it could have been a residential burglary gone bad. But in that case, I don't see residential burglars having the wherewithal to come up with a complicated kidnapping plot.
Yeah, I guess I'm wondering, is the ransom, are these notes totally separate, like someone, overseas just trying to scam money out of the Guthries, and could it have nothing to do with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance?
It's possible, but I don't think the FBI would go with that. They have to have provided the FBI with something that would indicate that they that they know what's going on in that house.
Right. Yeah, I've thought about that too. Why would you put Savannah and her family through that if you just
Right.
were secretly working a whole nother, and unless they just don't know and you have to really suss out both options. Is that possible?
Okay, hang on. We're gonna go to the
It's possible.
live on the ground. Hang on. We're gonna go live on the ground here. Let me share this. Hang on. Let's go live on the ground in front of Nancy Guthrie's house. Okay, hang on here. We're gonna go live on the ground. Let's see.
I really don't want to be on the news.
Let's see.
No, you're okay. Flight Radar 24 has a chopper. It is says Medtrans. Unless that's not the same one. Interesting.
The military planes and copters do maneuvers all day long too, so you
Yeah.
never know. And they could have just done a flyby check-in.
Let's hang here for a second. Again, I think my chat is frozen. Oh, it's on Facebook too, Annie. And my chat is frozen again.
Flashlight, folks.
Good stuff, StreamYard.
Are you streaming?
I am. I'm on JLR Investigates. You'll probably see yourself later at
I
timestamp.
hope not.
Well, I mean, timestamp. I'll tell you the timestamp. Go check yourself out. Ain't no big deal.
Ugh.
I pointed the camera at you two. At probably, let me see let's see. How long were we in?
Let's go to this.
I would say it was probably 10 minutes or 10 hours and 10 minutes into it. Somewhere. Yeah. So
What is it? YouTube or TikTok?
yeah, YouTube. So
Let's go here. I stand him. Let's go to.
Family release, they were talking directly.
Oh, we can hear Brian Enton live.
This video is different. She's pleading with the public for help. We just got a new statement from the FBI just within
Hang on.
a couple of minutes. It's rare for them to give new information.
So we got some really good drone footage.
They are saying
Okay.
that there has been no continued communication with the suspected.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to see.
Moving on from that and looking at other possibilities. The sheriff also just came out and said that they are looking at new leads and that we should expect to see new police activity, ongoing activity at the Guthrie home. I want to show you what happened on Saturday night. This was interesting and unexpected.
It's funny. I always see the setups. I'm like, oh, kind of looks like my house. It kind of looks like what we do here. All the cameras and the lighting. Oh yeah, Mary. He's there. Of course.
So there you heard. We got the news update live. They're going to be doing more searching in the houses tonight, possibly. So when we leave here, we'll go take care of the stuff we need to get, like a chair, an umbrella, and maybe an ice pack for the phone. And that way, tomorrow, we're prepared for everything to go down. And plus, I'll be here first thing in the morning when the sun comes up. Yeah,
I'm gonna check his page. Hang on. Thanks, Mary. Thanks for the update. Let me look. No, nothing from Brian. Let me see if the FBI has tweeted anything.
Here they found nothing. They were here for around an hour. Again, they just put out the statement saying it's going to be
Trying to keep an eye. Let me see if there's any print. Nothing in print so far. Keep watching this feed. Yeah, I believe so. The desert, so everybody's getting dried out, I guess, right?
Oh, and I need to get a flashlight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually getting used to wearing them.
I forget that I have.
Yeah, but I didn't used to. You remember? I mean, all right. Getting out of here. Because I assume that this. I mean, that forward. Well, let me see. No, is it? Okay, let me find out. I haven't talked to you in law enforcement. Okay, so right now.
All right. I'm going to pop out of this. Let's go back to Brian's video here. We'll try to complete this, and I'll keep my eye on the live feed if anything goes on. Let's go back to Brian.
I think it's probably you don't send $6
Nothing,
million
Brittany. No.
on a hunch.
Nothing right
I just
now.
don't think
Just
that's
watching. We're
the
waiting.
case. I see more communication back and forth. You haven't provided us with enough. You know, we're not going to send you $6 million when you can't even prove you're related to this. So I believe they've gotten some information.
All right, hang on. I'm going to go back to the live feed here. Let's see. No sound. You got no sound. You muted yourself. Beautiful area. Look at those mountains in the background. Look at the sunset. Beautiful. Major cactus or cacti. Cactus. Massive, right? I don't know. His sound is off. You muted yourself. I wonder what the chat is saying. Let's see. We got a failing feed. Uh-oh. We got a failing feed. All right, let's go back to Brian Enton.
Information that has convinced them.
The other thing, though, is if you're Savannah and you have the money and maybe.
I'm going out.
I was just talking to one of the reporters. He's from North Carolina. So y'all can hear me fine? The neighbors got dogs. I hear them. Okay, that's what Nancy needed. She needed some dogs. If she would have had a dog, you know, it may have made a big difference in this. But the houses, you know, they're not really far.
Losing that
apart, but they're a little distance away from each other. Really nice homes out here. It's really nice out here when it's getting dark and the sun goes down a little bit. It's actually pretty beautiful. Look at the sunset. So houses are like the little, I don't know, like little villas. Is that what you call them? Like the little bungalow type houses? I don't want to walk too far because I hear a dog and he's probably running loose.
Yeah.
I hear a drone. Yeah. Drone up there. So I don't know if they're searching or if they're just getting footage of the neighborhood or what they're doing with the drones, but that's not police. That's media, right? Because that's who came up to me and asked me at what altitude I was flying, right? Because they don't want to crash into each other. So tomorrow when I come out here, I'll set my altitude and then I'll say, okay, this is my altitude. Stay out of it. You know, you're in a no-fly zone, dolly, because I'm going to be flying around a lot tomorrow. We'll drone over all this. We'll drone to Annie's house. So, but look, you know, when you look out your door and you see mountains like that, tell me that ain't beautiful. And I just feel bad for Nancy. And, you know, the neighbors have to be a little worried, you know, because think about it. If somebody broke in and kidnapped your neighbor and then the police couldn't find them, wouldn't that worry you a little bit? And look, there's not one street light anywhere in this whole neighborhood. Nothing.
Good old chat sticking tonight. Sorry, I haven't been able to.
At least the good thing is I ain't got to worry about my phone overheating anymore. But I'll be prepared tomorrow.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
I'll have cool rags and
thank you.
Stuff like that.
That is
the only thing bad about having to buy chairs and stuff.
I'm gonna go back to finishing up Brian Enton's video as we wait.
It's your own mom.
Information.
How do you not just send the money? You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. I get that. People have to make these hard decisions. And I think in that case, though, that if the FBI was not convinced that these people were the legitimate kidnappers, that the FBI would probably recommend not sending the money. And frankly, I mean, Savannah's had a lot of dealing with law enforcement over her career. She's covered so many criminal cases. I would suspect, and I suspect, that she has enough confidence in the FBI that she is going to follow their recommendations.
Yeah. And we know that they've been there helping her craft the messages. And the last one was it was so interesting. We've received your message. We understand. It was almost like, I'm sure there's a whole science behind this, but like almost try to be sympathetic to the kidnapper in a way. That was the vibe that I got. Like you're trying to we don't think you're the devil kind of thing.
Right. There is an absolute science behind this and accurate and a pretty useful. So there was not a word in that statement that was unnecessary, that was superfluous, that wasn't considered. That note was as carefully crafted.
All right, let's go back live on the ground. Looks like there's some action. Turn up sound here. Let's see. Back to Nancy's house. Barry says they think the family's involved. Could be. I don't know. It just the whole thing seems sus to me.
Oh, you meant that one. I thought you meant.
That's how I felt about it since the beginning.
Have
The
another.
whole crypto
I got
thing was
another
very
one.
sus.
It's gonna go right into there.
Okay, I didn't see the screw. I see one on this side.
Yeah, this guy. It's a small one here and then a big one there.
Could be law
I love
talkers.
those rods. I gotta get a new one. This thing beats.
Yeah.
This thing beat down. Still works for stuff like this.
Yeah. Somebody was telling me about a tilted clamp, a tilted magic arm that's like hands down one of the best arms.
All right, let's see.
I just see if you can send it to me. Yeah. Yeah, they did something weird with our shifts today. They had 3 of us.
I was talking to Keith about it.
Yeah.
I was like, Keith, aren't you one?
Doesn't make any sense. So they brought him in there, you know, and then by the time he was done, he set up, did what, 1 hit?
Yeah.
And then I replaced
Yeah,
him
you
for-
guys were chilling here for a minute.
bump. Yeah.
No sound. Y'all can't hear me?
Yeah. It's crazy. But hey.
Yeah. Still getting paid, baby.
Bouncy feeds today down there. Bouncy feeds. Let's go to this.
Did we have sound? Okay.
All right, hang on.
But on the IP, they just
It could be someone in the neighborhood. Could be. I don't know. The FBI statements have been a little interesting as well.
Well, I haven't had them for these lights, but the ones they sent me for the IPs, they just sit on top of the light, and then it spills out on the side.
This,
So,
I like.
and I have,
That has this.
so I had those.
Nothing new from Brian Enton.
And so the IP doesn't have a knob on this. So it has this, but then it's just like an empty part, like stuff.
Right.
That was Brian Enton. He just left.
Well, Brian Enton's leaving.
It locks in, full coverage, man. It's kind of like so pretty.
I want this. Right when they announced him at NAB, I was like,
Did you go?
no, I've always wanted to go to NAB, man. Only Zach gets to go.
I mean, just imagine like living in the neighborhood. No presser tonight. Said this Pima sheriff said no presser tonight. Fish sauce says definitely sounds like an inside job. Whoever did it very well knew they couldn't be caught on camera. They also knew she had a pacemaker. I mean, to me, I don't know, man. The whole thing is just fishy. Super bizarre, right?
Yeah, that's pretty bright. Let's drop that down a little bit.
Super bizarre.
So I told you guys I had light with me. I brought everything that I could fit in my my carry-on. So I got my wireless mics, I got my interview microphone, I got my drone, I got the light and stand.
Really?
I just need a chair and an umbrella. So
Yeah. I was with her.
all we got to do that walking his doggies. I don't know if y'all can see him.
That was like nasty. Hey man.
Beautiful dogs, right? Beautiful dog. And a labby, golden retriever, right?
I mean, if something happens.
Thank you, Cammie. That is super awesome of you. That'll definitely help tonight. So we got to be prepared for.
Have some discussion here. Karen says, why take the risk of kidnapping an 84-year-old woman in poor health? It just doesn't make sense. It's awful. And it's like, you look at the whole situation. It's like, I hope something didn't scare her and, she ends up passing away in this whole, this whole ordeal. And, her body is somewhere. It's just, it's not good, man. Let me see. Just checking to see if there's any updates. Excuse me. I don't see anything. Nothing. I don't see nada. And I know what's going to happen. The minute I shut down and go off air, they're going to get an update. Twilla says, what is so hard to understand? If they knew the house in her, why didn't they take her medicine then? Someone didn't know she had a pacemaker, possibly. Yeah. Retrievers by looks. Yeah, I thought so too. I said, what did I say? A lab first? That was awful. Why would I say it didn't look anything like a lab?
Brian Enton was out there taking pictures, so I don't know if it's gated or not. We'll find out.
Yeah. I agree,
I mean,
Susan.
my drone's charging now, so.
Animal across the board, bro. That girl will do anything anywhere, bro.
No, it's not. Okay. All right. People be saying the craziest stuff.
Somebody might have.
It's not gated.
Stick here a little while longer.
Is this Annie's? No, we're at Nancy's right now.
Hang on one.
So then I hear her get close, like she just went away. And I hear her get close, I look back. She's looking at me, and then she looks down. She looks back up, and she turns around. I said, that was the last time I had.
They're lighting up the house, so.
All right, hang on. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I was at 35 last night.
Definitely, guys, if you ain't subbed up yet, make sure you sub the channel. Let's see if we can hit 85,000.
85,000.
And then you definitely want to sub up, because if something breaks at any of these houses, we're going to be here for it. And you want to know when you get that notification.
Yeah. That's something that YouTube needs to fix. The whole notification system. It's terrible. I hear like 90% of my subscribers are like, I never get notified that you're on. Let me go to my feed. Let's see if I see anything here.
Man, it was a hot one today, man. It's crazy because, you know, when I left this morning, it was freezing. And then when I got here, it was cooking. So I've had every temperature you can humanly have today. I went from icy cold this morning to 100 degrees today.
Nancy went home yesterday.
Never been to Arizona.
No, this morning, I think.
Yeah, Savannah's going through it.
Yeah.
Off my bucket list.
So
Nancy and Dana. Yes, Dana. She's great. Yeah, she's fun. Nancy's great.
I haven't done.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Zach, I have pictures of him on this boat. It's sick. Oh, now I gotta find him.
He's a real sportsman. Real sporter, considering how sick he was. Now it's like a fishing boat.
Looking for UFOs.
All going down. Did she send him to everybody?
I don't know. We have like small group chats with like a couple of us. Let's see. What was that?
let me put on my glasses so I can see what the hell y'all are saying. Thank you so much for your super sticker. $10. All right. $33.70. Thank you. I was able to heart that one.
Come over on YouTube.
Good to see you guys jumping in with us.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Yeah, I'm on tonight. Yeah, usually every Monday, Wednesday, and Sundays at 7
Bugs are starting to come out now.
I'm gonna be actually doing probably some adjusting to my live schedule, to be honest with you. I gotta jump back into my analytics and look. But right now, Monday, Wednesday, and Sundays at 7 p.m. I might bump those up by an hour. I haven't really decided yet. We're still testing some things out. Let's see, Greg. Do you believe it's an in-house crime? I mean, it's super suspect, man. I mean, I thought something was just weird about it right away. The whole crypto angle and these mysterious notes, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, that shit seems like when you watch like a Netflix documentary or something, and they're like, it comes from like from an inside job family, or it was the maintenance guy. You know what I mean? It was someone that was an Amazon driver that dropped off a package and got this idea. So I don't know, but it has all kind of the inklings of all of that. It's just it's very weird. Possibly could be. Let's see. Yeah, I saw that too, Karen. Yeah, I saw that too. That wasn't a good look. Was definitely not a good look. Definitely not a good look. Let's see if Brian Enton has any updates. Nada. Anything in print? Nothing new. Let's see. Let's go back.
Yeah,
here.
well, thank you guys. Facebook says scanner is said elderly woman with head injury at Circle K could be a troll. The human remains were a 24-year-old female in a trailer. Yeah, I mean, we're in Tucson. It's not the nicest place in the world. I mean, so
I don't know, everybody. What do we
the
think?
mailman wears shorts in the summer. LOL. Whatever's
think?
clever. We got 3,000 likes on this video. 2,100 people in the room. What's wrong with Tucson? I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. It just don't look like you want to walk around at night. It don't look like to be the safest place. So
Nothing new from Brian. Oh, 700 people watching across all platforms. Thank you so much for being here
can be
tonight.
sketchy. Yeah, I believe it. I drove around today. I seen it. I was like, okay, this looks a little sketchy. There's a bar up the street called Dirtbags. So
Anybody want to go to Dirtbag Bar?
Mailman lands. I mean, I do got some pretty muscle legs. I got some calf muscles. I don't miss leg day.
Let's see. I am says the math isn't mathing for the situation. Yes, I agree.
Okay, Dirtbags. That's the name of the place. I drove past it. I was like, that's a hell of a name for a place.
Right.
I want to hang out there. Go see if you've seen Nancy. Come to Bakersfield. I'm not a troll. You would say that. Okay, well, everybody in the chat, get along. I ain't trying to referee tonight. I got a corn shirt on, not a referee shirt.
Good evening, Melissa. Thanks for coming in.
I actually believe that.
Everybody. Resources into
Nate posted
I
FBI.
can't cross the border. I'm in a rental. They told me, they said, keep the car in America. They said,
Says Nate posted FBI statement 39 minutes ago. Did you go through that? I've been on and off the phone. Yeah, I did go through that. I did go through that. Thank you. But we're gonna hang here just a little bit longer. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look like much is gonna happen here. So we're just gotta see. Let's go back.
what's next? Are cops coming back out? That's what they're saying. That they're going to be back at the locations tonight, but we don't know when tonight. I mean, none of the media is leaving. Everybody's still here.
I just don't like it. Some things I don't report.
I remember one time, I was, like we're doing now, I was sitting in the back of the room. It was during the,
as you can see.
You report
sitting in the back of the room doing
and sometimes you report
just chilling, waiting for a hit. Because we had a full camera.
You're back. Awesome.
And if she gets lucky,
You're welcome.
everyone's gonna get
I think this is Dolly Vision. Oh, we've been going back and forth. I don't know. I've changed back and forth about a million feeds.
You better shut your face.
But looks like I don't know. I just don't think anything major is going to break right now. I'm thinking about probably winding down here, and then we'll keep our eyes on this one. If anything breaks, I mean, I can jump back live. That's what I'm guessing. I'll keep my eyes. Let me go up here for a second. Let's see what's going on. Any other feeds? Let me check the other feeds. Let's see. I think it's just the waiting game now. I think it's just the waiting game. Who hurt you? Says 1,000% inside job, 5% kidnapping involves ransom money. Yeah, this just seems sus, man. Super sus. Super sus. All right, kids. I think we're gonna wrap this one for now. Hang on. Let's see. I think this is it. I mean, there's nothing right now. If something breaks, I'll definitely come back. But as of right now, it is all silent. No new updates. No new updates. Okay, I'm going to wrap this one up for now. We've been here almost 2 hours. The deadline has come and passed, and we are into the waiting game again. I will continue to monitor the situation. And Mary says, we'll keep an eye out. Yeah, Mary, just tweet at me or message me if you see anything that breaks. You can message me on X. I know you follow me on X. But yeah, send me a message. Send me an email. I'll keep this wide open. We'll monitor the situation over the next 24, 48 hours. And I'm going to be coming back with some Epstein coverage. We had a huge day in the Epstein case and Ghislaine Maxwell. Actually, before we go, how about we do this? I can show the video of Ghislaine Maxwell testifying under oath today and refusing to answer questions. And I'm going to get back to the coverage of the Epstein files. We have a lot to get into there. But let me show you this. Ghislaine today testifying in front of Congress and refused to answer questions. Wants that fifth.
Ms. Maxwell, were you a close friend and confidant of Jeffrey Epstein?
I would like to answer your question, but on the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question and any related questions. My habeas petition is pending in the Southern District of New York. I therefore invoke my right to silence under the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, did you at any time play any role in Jeffrey Epstein's activities involving the recruitment, grooming, or trafficking of young women or girls?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, have you ever coerced, directed, or otherwise instructed any young woman or girl to provide sexual favors to Mr. Epstein or any other individual?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, did you and Jeffrey Epstein attempt to surround yourselves with influential individuals to curry favor and shield yourselves from potential scrutiny?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Coward.
Ms. Maxwell, can you please provide us with all the names of other additional co-conspirators to the crimes perpetuated by you and Jeffrey Epstein?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Coward.
Ms. Maxwell, is it your intention to answer every question put to you by the committee today with the assertion of your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Fucker. Coward. And the coward fucking US government and the White House have those names, have them on the documents, and they are redacted. They're redacted. What are we waiting for? Release the names. Release the documents unredacted. Let's get this. Let's let this begin. Start getting to the truth and getting to the answers and bringing people up on charges and putting them behind bars forever. Taking them out of our society. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? But we will continue this conversation this week. She is a horrible human. And she knows the answers, and she knows what she did, and she knows what Jeffrey Epstein did, and she knows what all of these other people did as well, too. She was there. Absolute scum. Okay, everybody. I'm going to head out. Thank you all so much for jumping in tonight and following this story. I'll continue to monitor the situation. And if anything happens, I definitely will come back tonight. But we'll just keep an eye out. So again, if this is your first time over here, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment after this stream ends. I would appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up on the way out. I'll see you guys back here most likely on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. If anything breaks in the next 24 or 40 hours relating to these cases, I will jump on and update you all. For that being, I'm Brian. This is LTL Media. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Take care.